For the last few weeks, I've been testing different agents so that you don't have to. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 different options, 3 different tools so that we can compare them, rank them, and you can stop wasting time and money using agents that are just not that efficient. I'm going to do the work for you. And if you stay until the end of this video, you're not just going to understand which agent works best, but you're also going to understand why it is better. Now, before we begin, we need to understand what agentic AI is. So for those of you who don't know, we're going to explain it in less than a minute. Basically, first of all, our normal interactions with Chat GPT, Claude, etc., we are not using agentic AI, we're using generative AI. It's the typical experience that we have with any LLM. We ask a question and we receive a response, and this is fantastic. But agentic AI, when we use agents, it takes it to another level, because AI there doesn't just give you a response, it actually thinks, it actually decides, and it actually executes tasks on your behalf. Let me give you an example. If I ask ChatGPT to write an email for me and I receive a response and I copy it and I paste it into my Gmail and send it, there I am not using agentic AI because I just asked for a question and then I have received a response. If on the other hand, I activate the agent mode and I say, could you research a particular topic, then prepare an email, access my Gmail without me having to do anything, the LLM is going to, and the agent is actually going to access my email and send it directly, then we are using agentic AI. Okay, so it takes it to a whole new level because you can actually delegate tasks onto agentic AI. Now that we know what agentic AI is, we're going to put 3 different agents to the test. I'm going to go for 3 options that are very accessible that everyone here can use if they want to, and that's going to be ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. We're going to put them under the exact same test and see which one performs better. What we're going to do is we're going to act as a fictional company. In this case, a company called Solvio. And Solvio is a supplements company that is interested in entering into the magnesium market, so selling magnesium supplements. So we're going to ask our agents to do some research and then send us an email with their findings, okay? So now, in order to rank these results, we're going to have to put them against a scorecard. And we're going to be ranking 4 different things. Number 1 is going to be the quality of the output. Number 2 is going to be how autonomous is this agent. Number 3 is going to be the transparency of the agent. And then number 4 is going to be the speed at which this agent performs the task. We'll also add a little extra variable at the end, which is going to be cost, but we'll look at that at the end. So without any further ado, let's go straight into the test and compare these 3 agents and put them against our benchmark. Okay, so we've just accessed ChatGPT, and what we're going to do to activate our agent, we can do it 2 ways. Number 1 is by hitting Shift and 7. So we add this lateral bar, and we can just scroll down and just activate agent mode. That's one way of doing it. Second option is we can just click on this plus right here and just go over to More and find agent mode. And just like that, you can see agent mode is active. Okay, what I'm going to do now is paste our prompt, and we're going to read it together. You're helping me, the owner of Solvio, a small online supplement brand, research the 5 best magnesium currently sold online. For each one, find brand name, product name, price, form, capsule, powder, or gummy, so the type of format in which the magnesium is consumed, and single most repeated customer complaints from reviews. Build a clean comparison table with all of this. Then write a 3-sentence recommendation on which gap in the market Solvio could fill. Once the table and recommendation are ready, send the full result as a formatted email to, and this is one of our test emails that we use for these types of live demos. So what I'm asking this agent is to do some research, to make a table with certain findings, write a recommendation, and send me the email. So as you can see, there's a lot of things going on here, but before I explain them, I need to make sure that I have connected my email, right? Because I want it to send me an email. So as you can see, we have sources right here, and here you can activate different things. I've activated web search and Gmail. I could connect more applications if I wanted to. So if your Gmail is not connected, just by going here to connect more, you can connect it. So we're just gonna send in our prompt. I understand, perfect. It is warning me that I have connected applications, so it has access to my email, and that's why we got that warning. So while this is working, check this out, guys. Why are we using agentic AI here? So have I told it which sources it should consult? No, I haven't. Have I said which competitors it should look for? I haven't either. It is going to make these decisions autonomously. As you can see, we can see the process, which is quite interesting. It's now going into Amazon and it's reading top reviews. Also, have I said the table with the recommendations and with the analysis, have I said how that table, the format, the structure it should have? I haven't either. All these decisions are being made by AI, and particularly by our agent. And then finally, if the test works correctly, it is going to go into my email and send an email to the address that I mentioned completely by itself without me having to copy and paste, which is quite interesting. So we're timing here how long it takes so that we can have a fair comparison, but you can see here the entire process. I really like this display, how we can see everything that is happening. It is now going to iHerb. It is opening now different links to compare the different supplements and find the ideal recommendation for us. What I'm going to do now, while this is working by itself, I'm going to cut the video, and once we have a finalized result, I'll show it to you. All right, so here's our response. It took only 3 minutes, and as you saw, it was very visual. So it says, okay, it is done. I just researched the magnesium supplements, I built the comparison table and recommendation, and I sent you the email. Now, something I love about ChatGPT when working with agents is you can click here and you can see the entire process. So it says 3 minutes, but in reality, it was 2 minutes and 38 seconds, okay? It's just rounding it up. And here we can see everything it did. We can look at every single source it looked at, every single decision it made, and everything that it did in the process. We can even see, let's scroll here, how it drafted the email with recommendation. And honestly, it is fantastic. Now, I've gone into my email, and one thing that is true is that I had not authorized ChatGPT to send emails on my behalf, but I had authorized to generate drafts. So what it did is it generated a draft ready for me to send, and the draft is here. So as we can see, it's addressed to the correct email address. The subject, it decided it itself. Remember, this is what an agent does. I didn't say which subject it should use. So it just said, hey, I need a subject. I have all this context. Well, I'm going to make up my own subject. Top 5 best-selling magnesium supplements, research and market gap. Hi, below is the research summary on the 5 best-selling magnesium. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Magnesium supplements currently sold online. And we have rank, brand, product name, price, form, and single most repeated customer complaints. Large tablets are bulky and difficult to swallow. Tablets are larger than expected. Pills are big and not easy to swallow. Results can feel inconsistent. Some customers do not notice meaningful results. Okay, we started to see a pattern here. Big pills are difficult to swallow and the smaller ones are not giving good results. Okay, so we can see that here. And here we have a recommendation and then best, and it took my name as well for the signature. So honestly, guys, I'm very happy with this result. I think it executed it perfectly. And now we're going to go test Claude. Okay, we're now going to put Claude to the test. So we've just accessed Claude, and within a normal chat, we're using, in this case, model Opus 4.8, and we're just going to paste the exact same prompt. Now, once again, we're going to make sure that our connectors are there. So we're going to go to connectors and just make sure our Gmail is connected. Once again, if it weren't, you can just go here to add connector, browse connectors, and you could connect your own. Okay. Same prompt, we're just going to send it in and we're expecting the exact same result. The agent should go out there, conduct research, make autonomous decisions on which sources, which information, which reviews it should consider, and then format a table and recommendations through its own decision-making, draft an email, and send it to us. So we can start seeing here how everything is happening. It's figuring out our prompt. It's now researching the web, and it's going to start scanning competitors. Here we go. We can see different pricing and dosage complaints. Perfect. We did ask for negative reviews to be found. What are the common pain points so that we can solve them as Solvio? And yeah, so once again, to not have you here waiting, we're going to put our timer on and we'll come back to you once the result is ready. All right, guys. So Claude took about 3 and a bit minutes, just under 4 minutes. And we can see here the result. Once again, it's giving us part of the process. So it showed us everything that it researched. Here we can see the results. It told us how it built the table. We can see here the different drafts, and we can see also how the email was drafted. Here we have the response. Once again, it created a draft for me. And if I go into my drafts, I have it right here. Now we see a bit of a difference when it comes to ChatGPT. First of all, we can see that it made a different subject: magnesium market research, top 5 bestsellers. ChatGPT did the other way around: top 5 bestsellers, magnesium market research. Same thing. Now here we can see also the table. So we have here ranked 1 to 5. We have brands, products, prices, form. And we can see that the most repeated complaints are a bit different. Too expensive, capsules are too large, tablets are too large, misleading label, and container arrives underfilled. Okay. We can see here recommendation. The complaint clusters around 3 main points: too large pills, etc. So we can see more or less the analysis is similar, but I must say I prefer ChatGPT's format. This email is only the table and the recommendation. There's no hi, here's the research, there's no best regards. Claude is a bit more straight to the point, but still it did a good job. It followed the structure I gave it, and the result is fantastic. Now guys, we have a final tool to test, and that's going to be Gemini. All right, so we just accessed Gemini, and what we're going to do is we're going to activate the deep research agent. Okay, so here in the plus, right here, we're going to go to more tools, and there we're going to activate deep research. This is a research agent that Gemini has, and it does amazing research. We're going to once again take the exact same prompt that we've been using, and we're just going to send it in there. Now, something very cool about Gemini's agent is that it is going to conduct a plan and ask for approval to see if we like the plan that Gemini's agent is suggesting, or if we want to make any edits and guide it in a bit of a different direction. And I think that that also adds a ton of value. So we're going to wait and see until it presents us with the plan, which usually takes about 30 seconds. And then once we approve it is when it's actually going to start researching and conducting all of the work. And we'll cut it there so you guys don't have to wait for too long. Okay guys, so it took about 15-20 seconds, that's about it. And as you can see, it's giving me a plan. It's saying, hey, this is the plan that I'm going to follow. I'm going to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the order in which I'm going to follow. Then I'm going to analyze the report, create the report, and it's going to be ready in a few minutes. Do you want to edit my plan, or do you want to approve it and start the research? In this case, I'm going to start the research. I love this process. It gives so much transparency, and it helps you guide the agent in the direction that you want. Now, let's wait and see the results. All right, guys, so it is done. It took 4 minutes to do this, and as we can see, here is our report. Okay, first of all, we can see here the entire process that followed. So step 1, 2, 3, everything that it did, and it then creates a report for us. Okay, we can see everything here with a fantastic research. The quality of the answer, I think, is fantastic. We can see here high price, oversized capsule, unpleasant to swallow, sweet flavor, not a great flavor. Okay, and here we have an in-depth analysis and all of the sources cited below. Now, one problem with Gemini, guys, is that we cannot use from deep research, we cannot connect, as of right now, a connector, and therefore send an email like we've done with the others, or in this case, draft an email. So as you can see, it is leaving it here in my drafts. I can create a website, infographic, different things here with Gemini, but I unfortunately cannot, as of right now, when I'm recording this video, make a email directly from this. Okay, I'm sure it's going to come soon, and it's going to add a ton of value, but this is going to slightly hurt the response because the agent in this case wasn't that autonomous, right? It was capable of researching, conducting the report and everything, but not sending the email. So now that we've seen the 3 results, we're going to rank them and see which one won the test. All right, guys, it is time to now rank our agents. So let's remember our criteria. We had output quality, we had autonomy, we had transparency, and we had speed. So number 1 in output quality, I'm going to rank number 1, Chat GPT. I really liked the presentation. I like how the email was structured, and the quality of the analysis was fantastic. Number 2, I'm going to put Gemini. Gemini was the most aesthetic, but it's true that Gemini could not present me with the email, so that's why I did not put it number 1. And number 3, I was surprised to see this. I did not love Claude's format, although the quality of the answer was also fantastic. I must say that the level was very high with all 3, but that would be my ranking. Number 2, when it comes to autonomy, I'm going to rank number 1, Claude, capable of researching everything, doing everything by itself, which was fantastic. Number 2 is going to be Chat GPT, and number 3 was Gemini, for the simple reason that it could not, as of right now, use the connector of my Gmail in order to either draft or send an email. Next, moving on to transparency. Here, I have to give number 1 to Gemini. I love how it presented us with a research plan. It gave us absolutely every single source cited, which is fantastic. We could leak everything and join everything to the source where it came from, which is great. Number 2, ChatGPT. I really liked how visual it was and how we could see visually everything that was happening, everything that was being done, and of course, all the sources. And number 3, Gemini, which just gives us the sources, which is not bad at all. And finally, when it comes to speed, the fastest was ChatGPT with 2 minutes and 30-something seconds. Number 2 was Claude, which took just under 4 minutes, and then Gemini, which took 4 minutes. Hey, all of them are quite fast, but this would be the ranking. Leaving it like that, it means that when it comes to points, we have ChatGPT with 11 points with our first place. We have Claude in second place with 8 points. And finally, we have Gemini with 7 points. results. Now, something worth noting, guys, before anyone here gets furious with the ranking or starts giving different opinions, guys, this was done with no code agents. We could, of course, use Claude Code or Cowork and make things more complex. We could have used ChatGPT's workflows. We could have gone a lot more depth when it comes to technical, from a technical standpoint. But I wanted this video to be accessible and inclusive to everyone and just use the most basic form of agents that everyone can use. Also, we only did one test. Maybe if we'd done more tests, another one would have won. In short, guys, all of these are very good and some are better at one thing and the others are better at something else. The most important thing is which tool do you use on your day-to-day basis? Maybe you prefer Gemini because that's the tool that you use. Also, something cool, all of them cost the same thing. To use agents in all three platforms, you need a plan worth $20 per month. So at that point, they're all ranked equal. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Remember that we host a free weekly class live every single Monday, and you can join completely for free in the first link in the description down below. And also remember, we post 2 videos like this every single week. So remember to subscribe and activate the notifications bell so that you don't miss any free learning with us. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.